Okay. Oh my god.
On tonight's program, ladies and gentlemen, we have something that's going to make you sick.
Hello there, my name is Jack Edwards and welcome back to my YouTube channel. This year is my third year at university. What the heck? Which means this time, like 4 years ago, I was applying to go to university. And so today I basically wanted to talk to you about how to find the perfect university for you. This video is in partnership with Unite students who are dedicated to helping you find the perfect university accommodation and settle in to your new home. Unite students, your student accommodation is like something out of a Christina Aguilera song because you are beautiful in every single way. I don't know where I was going with that. Anyway, in today's video, I wanted to share some quick fire tips as to how you can find the perfect university for you. Yes, you. So, how do you even find universities that you want to apply to? Well, I think a few different things that you should look at is one, location. So like how far away from home do you want to be? I have to say there that I moved very, very far away from home and actually ruled out universities in Scotland because I thought they were too far away. Now I live in Durham. Those universities actually don't seem that far from home and I feel like they're so accessible by train, and I really, really regret not applying to Edinburgh and St Andrews just because of the distance. And if I could turn back time, I definitely would apply to those two unis. So definitely think realistically about whether distance will actually be an issue. But if it is, then definitely go for one a little bit closer to home, but maybe not like too close to home, you know? League tables and grade expectations are also pretty important just because you want to make sure that what you're aiming for is realistic and that you are going to get offers from all of your unis. Definitely have a few ambitious ones, but also have some safe bets so that you know like you will get one offer at least. In terms of the course, make sure it's something that you want to study. It's got to get you out of bed every single day for 3 or 4 years. And like, I don't know how it works at other universities, but I'm pretty sure no one's lecturer is going to come and knock on their front door and be like, hey, mate, it's time to get up. You're missing your 9 AM. It is just you who is going to motivate yourself to work. And if you're doing a course that you don't love, you're gonna struggle, my friend. Equally, it doesn't matter what your friends think of your course, it doesn't matter what your parents think of your course, what they want you to study. Study what you want to study because it's a big commitment both in terms of time and finance, and it should be something setting you up for a life in a career that you are super passionate about. So you've picked the universities that you want to go and see. Now it's time for university open days. Now this may sound like a silly thing to say, but there is definitely a way that you can do university open days well. Firstly, ask loads and loads of questions. Everyone who is there helping out at the university open day has volunteered to be there and wants to help you. They want to answer your questions. They want to share their experience. Do speak to staff if you can, but also most importantly, speak to current students because they are not trying to sell the university to you. It really doesn't impact them whether you choose that university or not. So they will be totally real with you, totally honest with you, and share the most accurate perspective of that university that you will ever get. Check out accommodation and facilities and that kind of thing, but also make sure to take loads and loads of photos because you will forget what things look like. All university dorms that you saw sort of merge into one eventually. And the application process is actually quite a bit after the open days, so it will be worth kind of being able to refer back to so you know which ones meet your insurance, which ones meet your firm, that kind of thing. At open days, you can also go to subject-specific lectures so you can get a feel for how the course is taught, what they teach on the course, and what a lecture at that university is actually like. Also, if you're not 100% sure which course you want to take, then you can go to multiple subject-specific talks. At all of my open days, I went to English and history talks. I also went to a few politics ones, and then slowly but surely sort of narrowed it down to English, which is what I ended up studying. Before you go to university open days, check if there are any things that you need to get a ticket for. For example, some really popular student accommodation will be ticketed, and you'll have to like apply to be able to go there. Also, when you are checking out accommodation in university cities, make sure you check out Unite students. They always have the most beautiful accommodation, and it's always so centrally based. It's a proper like community. They do things for sustainability. They have online blogs and forums where you can find advice and tips, and they are just so helpful in helping you to settle into your new university city. So I'd really, really recommend checking out Unite students when you go for your open days. There are some things that you need to decide on at this point. Do you want a campus or city university? So a campus university basically means that you might be a little bit outside of the city, but everything will be in a sort of student hub. Your lectures, accommodation, there'll probably be a club. Everything will be in this one kind of area, and you'll probably have to get a bus into the city. Alternatively, you could go for a city university, which basically means the university and the city are like intertwined. So faculty and department buildings and lecture theatres will all be just sort of dotted around the city, and you get to really live within the city and get to know the city like the back of your hand. So those are the two options. Both have massive benefits to them, but you just have to decide which one would suit you better. Also, do you want to be self-catered or catered? Being self-catered basically means that you cook your own meals. Being catered means that someone cooks your meals for you in your first year. The benefit of being self-catered is being able to cook whatever you want, learning a new life skill, and also being able to host people. It's also very sociable to all be in your kitchen cooking at the same time. On the flip side, it can also be really sociable to be catered because you have all your meals with the same people, a much larger group of people in the same place, like 3 times a day. Equally, this takes one stress off. It's one less thing you have to worry about because you always know that no matter what, you're going to have a hot meal on your plate at least twice a day. So yeah, again, those are two things that you need to weigh up. Make sure your university has the facilities that you need. For example, a gym. If you are training to be an Olympic swimmer, it's probably quite important that they have a swimming pool. I know it sounds super lame right now, but do check out the study spaces like the library and other alternative study spaces that the university will provide. And another really big one is student experience. What I would consider to come under the umbrella of student experience would be like clubs, societies, and opportunities. So clubs is like sports teams, societies are just other groups of anything else you could possibly be interested in. For example, my university offers BSL, so British Sign Language lessons, and then opportunities is sort of like extracurricular things that you could do alongside your degree. For example, lots of universities will have ski trips, as well as volunteering opportunities, charity projects, getting involved in the local community, all that kind of thing. That comes under opportunities. And then I suppose as well, another thing you should consider is careers. So will this university set you up with the right contacts? Will it be in the right industry? Will you meet the people that you need to get you further in your career? And will the university help to facilitate that? Do they have the right contacts? Will they bring the right people in to talk to you, to find those opportunities, get you experience, get you internships, and then get you a job maybe? Of course, check what the department is like, check their facilities so that you know when you're studying you're going to be having the best experience possible. Check the proximity of your department, of the study spaces, of the sports facilities to accommodation, aka can you walk everywhere, or do you need a bike or a car or a plane? One thing that I think is really, really useful to do for open days is to have a sort of scoring system. So in the notes section on my phone, whenever we went to an open day, my parents and I gave each university a score based on different things. So like facilities, accommodation, the course, the city, and we individually each gave each university a score. And I think that was a good way of like keeping track of what we'd seen, what I liked about each one, and eventually which ones were my favorites. Finally, think about things outside of the university. So what is going on in the city that you could potentially be living in? For example, there's a lot of culture, there's a lot of landmarks, there's a lot of interesting things going on in Edinburgh, like the Fringe. There's so many cultural things that you could get involved in. The same is obviously true for London, but also all around the country there are so many amazing things going on. So definitely have a little Google search, see what's going on in the city that you live in. Do they have any festivals that happen there? Are there any big events? For example, I go to Durham and every 2 years they have a festival called Lumiere, which is this huge light installation festival. It's actually happening this weekend in Durham, which is probably why it's like on my mind. But that's just one example of how rich the sort of culture in different cities can be. So definitely make sure that it's going to be a place that you're going to enjoy living in for your whole time at university. Okay, so I think that wraps up my quick 5 tips into how to find the perfect university for you. I hope this video helped. I hope that if you are currently applying to university, it all goes well and hopefully you find and then end up in your dream uni. Thank you very, very much to Unite students for working with me again. I just absolutely love them and they're just awesome. So make sure you do check out Unite students in your university city. I'll also leave a link to their website down below where you can check out the Common Room, which has loads and loads of university advice written by students for students. For now, I've been Jack Edwards. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it and subscribe for more from me. Thank you very much. We just hit 160k, which is just mind-blowing. I've actually got a lecture in like 15 minutes and the walk is 14 minutes. So I'm gonna go, have a lovely day and I'll see you very soon. Bye-bye.
In case I don't see ya, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.